here with Reaction. He's the host of Kudlow on the Fox Business Network, Larry Kudlow. Okay, you have the ability to get in the weeds because this is what you do every day. But if we look at $1.50 more a gallon for gas, everything we buy now costs more to heat and cool our homes, fill our tanks, and everything we buy. Okay, inflation. That adds to the cost of everything as well, because that means our paychecks actually buy less, prices increase, so we're paying more on that front. Then they keep telling us that if you make $400,000 a year or less, you're not going to pay a penny. Well, we know that's a lie because corporations don't pay taxes, do they, Larry Kudlow? They pass the cost on to we the people.
Well, yeah, that's all true. Look, if you raise a corporate tax, 70% of that's going to be paid by the blue-collar middle class. And by the way, don't take my word for it. The government scorekeepers are saying this, Congressional Budget Office, Joint Tax Committee. I mean, look at the inflation thing. Look, part of this is pandemic shortages. Okay, I get that. But I think, Sean, a growing part, and this is where the inflation may be picking up steam, not calming down. There's too much government spending, and the Federal Reserve is buying all these government bonds to fund the spending. The Fed is buying like 60% of all the bonds. So they're creating massive amounts of new money. And that's what fuels the inflation. I want to slow you
down, though, because now we're talking about quantitative easing.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
that means we're going to print dollars. Okay. And the government's going to buy those dollars. But that actually causes inflation. That actually means the money you make, the amount of money you're taking home, if it stays where it is, you're taking home less. Your dollars are worth less than they were, correct? And
yes.
Prices will go up.
Yes. The money in your wallets and pocketbooks, it gets smaller. That's what inflation does because the prices go up. Now, the Fed should stop printing new money. The government should stop printing new spending. And somebody should tell President Biden that the United States has oil and natural gas. We don't have to go begging to Saudi Arabia and Russia. We have plenty right here at home. The trouble is the Green New Deal, and a lot of that's in the budget, would stop production. So we haven't moved above 11 million barrels a day. We're capable, a couple of years ago with Trump, we were at 13.5 million barrels. That difference is the rise in price in gasoline, because gasoline is driven by the world oil price. Why go to the Saudis? Somebody needs to tell President Biden we have plenty of oil and natural
Larry,
gas right here.
Okay, Donald Trump handed him energy independence. We did not import a single barrel of oil in the final months of the Trump presidency. He achieved energy independence for the first time in 75 years. So if we went back to the Trump energy plan, became energy independent, now we're now artificially lowering the supply of energy in the world. Okay, supply and demand crisscross dictates the price. Lower supply, that means demand remains constant. That means the price goes up. Simple math. So if Joe Biden were to go back to the Trump energy plan of independence, if he would secure our border and not offer everything free to illegal immigrants on top of the pandemic issues that are involved in this, that would save the American taxpayers. And if he just kept taxes at the level they're at, what would that do for the economy, those three things?
Actually, the economy would boom. Actually, you should have made the Trump tax cuts permanent. That would have been the single best policy this Congress could do for economic growth. And you should encourage all forms of energy production so we can supply as much fuel to power the economy as businesses and consumers want. It's real simple. Don't get in the way. Trouble with the Biden group is they believe in government, they believe in big government socialism, and they do not believe in the private free enterprise capitalist system that Trump touted and unleashed. So sure, let's let nature take its course. Look, the only thing you forgot in your opening, I just wanted to raise this, is they've now nominated this woman from the USSR who got her college degree from Moscow State University, on a so-called Lenin scholarship. I thought everything was free. And she's going to be the controller of the currency, and she wants to take over the entire banking system. So look what you got. They want to nationalize energy, they want to nationalize healthcare, and they want to nationalize the banking system. This is crazy stuff, and it is doomed to fail. And by the way, Sean, I'm glad Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema is fighting back, some blue dog Democrats. I'm glad. They're not perfect. They're not like us. They're not supply-siders. But at least somebody's stepping in front of this train.
All right, Larry Kudlow, good advice. I hope people listen. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.